Today we have a Brick Warriors Warrior Pack, ages 5 and up, Wave 1, released in 2013 and retails at $3. These are available at Five Below as far as I've found. Check your local stores for further listings. Keep saying listening, I'm not sure why. Now this is the part of the series where it says collect all 10, however this has been updated recently and there are now 12 different kinds that you can collect, along with the other color variations of each kind. Today we have the Witch Doctor, and some may consider this a weapon, may consider it just a normal figure, but it's still a nice one to get. It does have a couple different color variations. It has brown and green for this package, but I've also seen it with some black and red and maybe some gold. So let's, you can see the back of the package where we can, see all the contents inside of here. Lots of different pieces included. And we can also see the Witch Doctor himself on the front of the package. So let's take a closer look at this now. We're going to start by opening it up. That worked nicely this time. Okay. And for this time, we don't get a mini poster inside of here, which I find kind of surprising, because usually it comes with a mini poster. But that's okay, because there are plenty of other Warrior packs, so you can find the mini posters and the coupons inside. So let's take a look at what our contents are. Looks like we have 7 different pieces to this set. Some of them will go together with each other, and we'll take a closer look at each of the pieces right now. First one we have is what looks like a tooth piece. It's kind of a curved tooth. In fact, it reminds me of the kinds of teeth that are now made for the LEGO Movie sets and some of the Lone Ranger ones. Are they exactly the same? No, they aren't. This one is actually a little bit shorter than the one you see on the Getaway Glider set, and it might actually work better for minifigures as far as accessories go. Because if it's too large, then, well, it might make the minifigure top heavy. We got 2 of those, so I won't show you the other one. Next up, we have this feathered headpiece. This will go on top of our kind of a helmet piece, but it has a small pin on the inside of it that will allow us to attach it onto the top. It is slightly different on both sides. This one's a little bit more flat, and this one's a little bit more rounded. So it can help you determine how to put it on. But it still has a rounded shape to the other side, but you can see in the middle where that pin is. It's not quite centered. Next up we have what looks like a little voodoo doll. Not sure exactly, maybe it is. If you look at it very carefully, it's actually a very cool detail. And again, I give a lot of praise to Brick Warriors. They as well as LEGO and other custom companies do a lot of great work with making these intricate designs and sculptures for different pieces. This one is very cleverly, designed. Has a lot of the main features that would be in the voodoo type doll. As you can see, it has like the feathered look on the outside, it has strings on the inside to show that it had the kind of wrapping that would be used, and it has what looks like, doesn't really have a face on it. Maybe it does. I'm looking very, very carefully, and it does have what kind of looks like a Lego head, but I can't determine if this is an actual face of someone. I can see 2 small dots and some sort of mouth detail. But you'd have to look at it very closely on your own to see that kind of detail. I mean, very, very finely made, which I give praise to, that's a lot of work to put in. We get a spear, nice tribal looking spear. It's different than ones we've seen from LEGO, where they're more, the spear is mainly the decoration on top, but the rest of it would just be a giant pole. It's not too bad, but I also like how this one is made, with a lot of the detail inside of it. Looks like you can hold it with one minifigure hand, but we'll test it in a later part of the video. Next up, we have a tribal shield. This could work very well in a lot of different directions. First of all, you could hold it with a minifigure's hand, and it shows you where exactly. Right there. You could probably put a piece through here if you wanted to store them for better use later. And perhaps you can use this extra piece, to attach it onto other objects or to use it for other poses with your minifigures. And last but not least, we have the helmet piece. This is a nice little detail. Has a small space for eyes so you can see through it. We do have small spots on the top of the head. That's where we're going to connect some of our other pieces to the set, such as the horns and the feather piece. The back is a little bit plain, but I'm not going to say anything about it being plain. It makes sense. Usually a tribal mask wouldn't be, all the way around decorative. It would be a lot of the front being decorative. So I don't blame him for that. Alright, so what we're going to do, I wasn't really sure which minifigure to use for this, and I do apologize if it seems a little bit of an overlap in things, if it's not completely accurate in details. But I'm going to use the Tomahawk Warrior from Series 10 to customize, to use all these parts. We'll start off with the head, and we can see his eyes through there very clearly, actually. I know it's a little hard to see with the lighting that I have, but trust me on this, you can see his mouth, and you can see his eyes very clearly through there. Next up, we're going to put this piece on the top. Fits nicely in place. Then we'll have each of the horns on the, doesn't have any instructions on here, but on the front of the package, it shows the horns going in opposite directions. They can go in the same direction or towards each other if you wish. So there we have a look of those on the top. Very nice, because, again, if these were too large, then it would have been a problem as far as size goes for the figure. Now, we have 3 accessories that can be held with the minifigure's hand. We'll try out one at a time to take a look. Here's our spear. And I actually noticed there is a smoother part, but also a more rigid part where you can hold the spear. You can hold it down here. You can hold it a little bit down there, but it won't provide enough stability just by its length. That's okay, though. And you can even hold it up to there. So I do like the kind of multi-compatible use for that. I thought it was only going to be in the smoother region, but it's good to see even the textural region can hold it up. Next, we're going to have the shield, which fits on very easily. There's a look at it from the front, and a look at it from the side. And the back, just in case. And also, well, you can see the back of the head, how that detail comes together. Very easy for it to go together. You can actually hold it from the bottom parts. There is a pole-shaped area, but it's not completely. It's partially in the way of the minifigure's grasp, so you can't hold it from those parts on the top and bottom. Mainly, the middle is the way to hold it properly, and you can also hold it through this area. For example, if you just wanted to lay it down on the side like this, or if you wanted to have it next to his side, like this. There we go. Looking good. You could also use that with other pieces for different purposes. And last but not least, we have our little voodoo doll. I would best assume that it's a voodoo doll. Correct me in the comments if it's not. But it is a witch doctor. They would most likely have this kind of object. I can't really say if it's a weapon or not. You can see how it looks on the minifigure hand. Fits very nicely in there. A little bit of play in between. So you can move it up and down very slightly, but mainly stays in that place. And in comparison with the rest of him, that looks pretty good as far as size goes. So overall, this looks excellent. I really enjoy how well this is made. I like how the pieces go together very easily, very well crafted, very well designed, very unique. The spear is good, even for a short spear. It looks pretty good, and I like how it doesn't have just the smooth part being used, but also the textural part as far as holding it. It makes it a little bit easier to hold in different directions or different poses if you wanted to. The shield is also a very useful item. I'm surprised that you could use it in multiple ways as we showed throughout the video. You know, again, for the different poses and different styles that you want it to. You could also use it for, you know, if you want to put it next to another building or structure or something, or like on a rack or something. It does have that capability as well. The voodoo doll is very clever. I did not expect this at all when getting this pack. But it's a very nice, you know, design. Very well crafted and fits in the minifigure hand very easily. The helmet itself, with all the pieces on it, looks fantastic. It's an amazing looking helmet. Definitely a great design. It would be very nice to get this multiple times to build up a nice tribal army. So, this is a very good looking pack, a little bit better than I expected. So I'm very pleased with it. So thanks for watching this video, hope you guys enjoyed it, and stay tuned for more custom set reviews.